People gonna put whatever words they want to put on it, but I'm a huge manifester. I'm a believer in getting what I want because I've suffered and I've been through so much. I tell God all the time, like, it gotta count. Yeah. We gotta make it count. It gotta mean something, and I'm not settling for any less. And it's funny. My publicist and I, we talk about this all the time, just about energy, frequency, getting what we want, and it's like whatever you put in, you're gonna get out.
Yeah.
So just trust yourself. Ask for what you want. Don't be humble about it. Ask God for what you want, and I promise y'all, I'm telling y'all, because I'm shocked every time it happens, you gonna get it.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Okay, Elodie from heaven.
Hey.
Rain down on me.
Rain down.
Rain down. Okay, I got my girl, Miss Elodie.
Hey, girl.
Listen, when I was doing my research, when I saw the name Elodie, I didn't know if it was like the name of the production company or the name of the play.
Yeah.
Or what the heck. And I said, oh my God, this is the most beautiful name that I ever heard of
in
the entire world.
And it's funny that you're actually saying it right because most people don't say it right the first time. So, yeah,
if they don't know Kurt Franklin, of course they're going to say it.
Elodie. I done heard all types of versions of my name, girl.
Girl, but you have a very unique name. Have you ever met an Elodie before?
I have. She
really?
She was a lot younger than me, though. So, but I don't know any that are older than I am.
Oh, wow. I thought you was the one and only.
Yeah, I thought so too until I met like this little girl. She was maybe like 4 or 5. I'm like, okay. Yeah. She did my name justice, though. She was beautiful chocolate. I'm like,
she did it justice?
She did it justice.
Okay, so shout out to Elodie.
That's my dad. He was very creative with that. So, yeah.
I love it. So how you feeling today? How you doing today?
I feel really good. I feel rested. Finally got some sleep.
You look good.
Thank you.
You looking rested. I wish I could look like
that right now.
Thank
you. I've been sleeping for like 3 days, so
good.
I feel good to pop out.
Listen, sometimes rest is necessary, especially with how busy you have been.
Yes.
I have been doing my research. I know a lot that has been going on, that's going on in the future, that's going on in the present, and the past.
You're scaring me, girl. What you know? Tell me what you know.
Girl, I know some people. I made some calls.
Okay.
But I want to first start out by asking you, how did you first get into theater? Were you always into drama, acting, stage plays?
Actually, no. I was always a writer. Since I was young, I've always journaled. I grew up in a home with older people, so I didn't really have anyone my age on a day-to-day basis to confide in. And so I used to journal a lot. And that resulted in me creating my little black book, which is a manifestation journal. Make sure you get that. Shameless plug. I've always been a journalist. And so it wasn't until I moved to Maryland, I got to high school and I joined the drama club that I realized like, oh, I can do more with my writing than just vent. I can create characters, I can tell stories that inspire people, that influence people on a grand scale. And so I kind of fell in love with the process from there.
Yes. So when you fell in love with that process, did you think that you would be where you are now today? Because I went to school for singing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I didn't end up becoming a singer until much later.
You've been singing since I got here, so yes. I love it.
You see, we clicked it. We clicked it with that.
I see that.
So did you think it will ever get this far as it is now?
I did.
Okay, the confidence.
I did think that it would be something that I wanted to pursue. I'll say that. I don't know that I thought it would be on such a grand scale. But growing up in a Haitian household, that was not encouraged at all.
It's not traditional.
It's not traditional.
Doctor, lawyer, preacher, or teacher.
And my father's a doctor, so you already knew it was like father in line with one of those.
Yes.
And my uncle's a pastor, so yeah. So I went to high school. I fell in love with the process. I was stage manager, assistant director, and I applied to go to Florida State for stage managing, and my dad was like, over my dead body, you're definitely not doing that.
I'm not paying all that money for you to be on no stage directing stuff.
Not at all. He was like, no. And this was back in 2007, so we weren't as evolved yet as we are now. So he was like, definitely not. And I just gave my age away. Okay, but anyway. So he was like,
it's okay. We neck and neck. We neck and neck with it.
He was like, no. And so, I went to college. I pursued English and business and all that stuff. And it just wasn't fulfilling to me.
Yes.
And so, 2012, I was like, you know what? I'm going to just do my own thing.
Yes.
I'm gonna stop asking for permission and just kind of live life on my own terms, and I just started from there. And I got great responses, so that just kept building my confidence. I'm like, okay, they laughing, all right.
Going and going
so,
and going.
Yeah.
Listen, I love to hear it. I love to hear people step into their truth,
Yes.
step into their individuality,
Yeah.
and write their own life path, because that's the only way you're going to be fulfilled,
For
like
sure.
you said.
And it was not easy. It was not an easy decision. Got a lot of backlash.
Yeah.
Very little help. But, you know, at the end of the day, my purpose is my purpose. I came here with it, and I'm going to fulfill it,
Yes.
whether, you know, they approve or not. So.
And look where we are today.
Period.
The future Mrs. Tyler
Kicking
Perry.
the Ricky.
No, Miss Elodie. We're going to put your own
Taisha
name
Perry.
on it.
No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly. Correct. So listen, in 2018, you produced The Silent Cries of a Good Woman.
Yes.
What was your motivation for that stage play? Because I'm sure that resonate with a lot of
Ooh.
women. We be laying on the side crying. And the person
silently.
laying next to us be sleep, snoring, and all of
And
that.
not just that, but just crying behind closed doors, you know,
Yes.
so our family members don't see, our significant others don't see, like just the silent cries, things that we go through internally that, especially as Black women, we have to always put on a strong front.
Yes.
And we should only grieve and mourn behind closed doors.
In private.
So I kind of wanted to just highlight the things that different women go through. We dealt with infertility, we dealt with infidelity, you know, choosing between two guys, your past and your future. You know,
You just supposed to choose both, to be honest.
I mean, to be
Until
honest.
one of them X themselves out.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, just like choosing to love yourself and, you know, wanting to, the youngest sibling in that storyline, she got accepted into Harvard, but she also got pregnant. And so having to choose between her future and bringing life into the world. And so just so many struggles that women face and deal with. I pulled inspiration from the women around me, my sisters, my friends, you know, older women. I interviewed a lot of older women and asked them what they would tell younger women or their younger selves. And it was just amazing. We sold that out. And
I'm already knowing.
Oh, you know?
Yeah, sold out shows back to back.
Okay, yeah.
One day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day. I'm already.
Yeah. We sold out, and it was amazing. Like, it was really, really good.
I love it.
Thank you.
Listen, you know what I love about you the most is that,
Hail me,
you know,
girl.
a lot of people pursue, like you said, traditional things. They go into the business field, or they want to be a rapper, or they want to be, you know, something that's so mundane, and you really stepped out and you're doing it. So, like, even in this interview, just looking at you got me like, I don't even want to read these questions.
That's funny. Thank you. I appreciate that. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. It looks good right now, but that process, baby.
Listen, I'm already
Simply knows, like, the process, my therapist knows, like, everyone close to me knows, like, I had to break down all of the old conditioning. A lot of crying, a lot of fear, a lot of self-talk, a lot of my therapist talking me down and teaching me, reframing and retraining the way I thought about myself, how I saw myself, my self-worth. So this process, it looks good now, baby, but girl, these last 3 to 4 years have been hell. I ain't gonna lie. Like, it has not been easy.
Yeah, it's like a lotus flower. It grows in the nastiest, murkiest water, and then it come out so beautiful.
Really?
So yeah,
Oh,
look it
okay,
up,
I like
lotus.
that.
Go ahead and Google it in the
Google
meantime.
it? Okay, yeah, lotus flower. I might get that tattooed on me. I love it.
Girl, I got it right here.
Oh, okay.
We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. So now fast forward to 2022.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we have Why Do Good Men Cheat? Now, I know that your mentor pushed you to do this because
really
we don't
did.
care about the men's point of view.
You know, we didn't.
We didn't.
We didn't.
Until you did your research and we found out what we needed to know.
Yes.
So learning more about the men's perspective, do you feel like men do more settling than women in relationships?
Absolutely.
They do.
Oh, yes.
They do.
They do, and they do it with grace. A lot of times they do it with grace. I mean, they don't really complain, you know, they don't really, especially if they have kids and they have a family structure they've already built, they will take on the hurt. They'll take on the shame. They'll take on the settling, the more emotional aspect of settling in order to keep the family unit together. And that's what I honor and I respect so much.
Wow.
So I do think men settle more than women, but like when they're ready to go,
they gone.
They gone.
And they leave everything behind,
They leave everything behind. I mean,
Clothes,
drawers,
children, and
socks,
all.
what?
They don't
Girl,
care.
they are moving on. And it's like, to me, I don't feel like it's easy for a man to leave his family. I think it's easy for him to step out, for sure. Like, I mean, you know, it is what it is. He's going to do what he do and come back home. But for a man to really leave his family, like, he really, really, really had to have been through some stuff.
Yes.
So, yeah.
What are some of the most common reasons that men said that they were cheating?
Or that they've cheated.
Or that they've cheated.
I don't want to say
in the past.
I don't want to say anyone in my focus group was cheating at the time, but they cheated in the past. You know, it's anonymous.
Yes,
still,
anonymous. No names. But we know black men don't cheat anyways, right?
You know, they just you know, they look for comfort. I'm just kidding. Okay, so I would say a couple of the reasons that I know is a lack of respect was a big one, a lack of appreciation, and a lack of feeling needed. I think a lot of women, especially women of color, we use not needing anyone as a badge of honor. Yeah. It's like, well, I don't need you. I didn't need nobody. I did this by myself. I'm self-made, you know, etc. Which is great for your ego and for your own self-esteem. But when it comes to having a life partner and someone that you share a life with, that you build a life with, that you share a home with, it's important that he feels needed.
Correct.
And so a lot of men said that when women said those words, like, oh, I don't need you, it kind of made them shut down and check out of their relationship. Something so simple and so small that we think is simple, at least let me say that. It turned them off. So a lot of them take pride in like painting for her or moving furniture for her or, you know, comforting her, being a listening ear for her. Like the same thing that women want, men want. Yes. And I think that was the biggest thing that I learned. Like they're just as sensitive.
They're more sensitive. And I wish they would admit it.
And I mean, in all the focus groups, I just saw my little nephews. They're like 7, 8 years old. And like the same way we hug and kiss on our sons and we hug and kiss on our nephews and our little brothers and we love on those people, the men in our lives need the same.
Yes.
And I think we're afraid to do it because we're afraid that they'll get too inflated or too big-headed or whatever, you know, but they really do need that love, of course, in moderation, but they definitely need that.
I agree, especially the men that's our age or older. Yeah. They were raised differently. They were raised not to cry, not to show emotions, not to talk, and so on. I feel like we're doing a better job with the generation coming up. I mean, there are negative influences around on the females and the male children, but I feel like we are learning to love our boys more, learning to letting them express more, and be a little bit sensitive if necessary, because I feel like when they express themselves, they kind of challenge their sexuality, and that's not what it is.
Right, that's not what it is at all. Actually, it's a human thing. Correct. And you know, it's crazy because even me too, as a woman, like a Haitian woman, a black woman, because that's like a whole Haitian, black, and
that's
female.
A whole different
that's
category.
3 different minorities. You know, so. For me, it was hard for me to express myself. And I'm a girl, so I can only imagine how much harder it is for young black Haitian men, you know? So it was just such a humbling experience. When my mentor first came to me, he's like, you know, I love the Silent Cries of the Good Woman. It was amazing. It was a great show. It was funny. Like, everyone loved it. You know, you did what you did what you're supposed to do, yeah. But we need to tell the story of love from a man's perspective. I'm like, but I'm not a man. He's like, it's okay. We're going to get you all the data you need. I'm like, I don't want to do it.
Exactly.
He's like, I understand, but we're going to do it. I'm like, okay. So he was like, you can do it. Trust me. If anybody could tell this story, it's you. I'm like, all right. And so it was such a humbling experience, like talking to those men, getting to know them. And I realized, like, dang, we're really mean. Like,
we can be.
We can be mean. We can be. Like, so mean and cold. And, you know, a lot of it comes from us not having our own fathers, our own daddy issues. Like, it's just a lot. It's really deep. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yes, well, we appreciate you for that stage play. It's some of the characters that kind of got on my nerves a little bit, trying to tell people that they gotta not be a doctor and have a baby. They finna like, come on now, man. But you know, I loved every character because they all had their uniqueness.
He was doing it in a protective way.
He was.
Because she'd had miscarriages before.
He was.
Okay, see, that's the thing. Because a lot of women in the first scene, they were like, that's right. Yeah, tell him you gotta work, girl. Like, a lot of women was on her side.
Yes.
Till, you know, the later scene, and they were real quiet. They were like, oh, damn. But he was doing it more so in a protective nature. And I think, too, that's one of the things that women misunderstand. We take protectiveness as controlling.
Yeah.
And
I think it's a thin line.
It is a thin line. It's all in how it's communicated.
There you go.
Know, it's all in how it's communicated. But in their case, he really wanted her to be safe.
Yes.
And it was like, you can just do this later. You can always go back to work. Let's just have this baby, our 5th baby, you know what I'm saying? And then we, you know, she's like, nope, I'm going to work.
Yeah, going to work. I'll see you when I get off.
Like, you ain't my daddy. And let me tell you something though, right? Because when I wrote it and I heard it on stage, even I was like, damn, okay.
Yes, yeah, you good with it.
Okay,
you good with it.
You know?
Making them come alive.
Yeah, making them come alive. Man.
I love it. Great. Listen, it's the talent, it's the passion.
Thank you.
See it. I have seen it on the screenplay. I love it.
Thank
you.
I
have to test your screenplay knowledge, okay? So I got 5 questions, and I'm going to determine if you keep your director card or not.
Yikes.
We got a director card in the back.
Okay.
At the end, we're going to determine if you get it, okay?
Okay.
So I got 5 questions.
Yikes.
Okay, question number 1. Name 3 of Tyler Perry's stage plays.
Okay.
Name 3 of them. Don't get the card snatched away.
Okay, Medea Goes to Jail.
Okay.
Medea's Family Reunion.
Oh, you just saying the easy
Right?
ones.
Okay. And because it's funny, I watched a lot of them growing up.
Yeah. Come on now.
Hold on now. Isn't there a funeral one? Hold on.
You know what?
I
I
don't know
ain't
the
write
title
that
of
one
it.
down, but I think it is a funeral.
There's a funeral. It was one of the later ones.
Yeah, it is a funeral.
And then there was also another one about the little boy, like the boy graduating. And he just recently turned into a film, but I don't remember the title.
Okay, she get a pass. She get a pass because I think it was a funeral, reunion, jail, and a bunch of stuff.
And
So you
Diary
get
of My
that.
Black Woman, I think, was based on a stage play as well.
There
Why
we
Did I
go.
Get Married? Like, I know the movies but I don't know the names of the plays, but they were all amazing.
You get that right. You get that right. Okay, question number 2. What is Medea's daughter name?
Her daughter?
I'll give you multiple
Isn't it
choice.
Cora?
Yeah, she had a daughter. She had a daughter. She was light skinned.
Cora.
Okay, Cora.
Yeah, that's her name, right?
Okay, yeah. Okay, you got it. Okay. Number 3.
Cora.
Leroy Brown,
Oh, Lord,
also
Mr.
known
Brown.
as Brown, sings a popular song called "This Is Your Daddy, This Is Your Son,
This is your granddaddy.
This Is Your Granddaddy."
Yeah, it's granddaddy.
Okay, y'all, she know it. Get her director
I
card.
know.
We got 2 more, so I don't know.
Okay, hold on.
This win, lose,
We
or draw.
halfway there. Let me calm
Halfway.
down.
Okay. Name one of Tyler Perry popular TV shows.
The Have and Have Nots.
Have and Have Not.
Sisters, which I've been watching. It's so hard to stop watching it. Like, I don't know what.
He make it so like where you have to watch the next one.
I mean, it's like, yeah.
You have to.
I was at work, like, watching it in the corner at my desk with my AirPods in, like.
Okay, you get that.
All right.
Last but not least.
I'm like 85% there.
In the movie Medea's Family Reunion, what celebrity played Byron?
Bow Wow?
Okay. Ding, 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 ding. Hey, bring us the
Also
director
known
card.
as Lil Bow Wow. Also known as Shad Moss.
Lil Bow Wow, so deaf. Listen, you get it, you pass, you get your director's card at the end of the show.
There for a second.
I had to keep you on your toes.
Thank you.
All right, so here we go. Now that we done talked about, women crying at night, good men cheating and all of that, I need to talk about your love life because I went through your page. Okay, and your page starts somewhere at 2021. Like, you deleted everything before 2021. Like, you rebranded.
Archive, girl. Archive.
Yeah, archive. Okay, you all at the beach.
5 years ago, child.
Yeah, you all working, and I don't see no love life going on. So, what's going on? Are you single, dating, married? The fans want to know.
I am focused on this bag
You
right
focused on
now.
the bag?
Yes, I'm focused on this bag. Just focus on the bag.
Okay, so you focus on the bag. All right. So, do you feel like focusing on the bag is more important than being in a relationship right now?
It's so funny because I was having this conversation with myself a couple of days ago. While I was resting.
On the same page.
While I was resting and just getting myself back to, just normal after the production season. And I realized, like, I know the kind of wife I want to be. I know what kind of mother I want to be. I know what kind of lifestyle I want to give to my kids. So I wouldn't say that it's more important than being in a relationship, but I would say I'm masculine in that way. Like, I need my foundation to be on point so that if I want to get my man a Rolls Royce for his birthday, I can definitely do that without blinking. And if I want to sign my kids, send them to Switzerland to study for a semester abroad, if I want to, yacht with my friends, if I want to go buy myself 28 Chanel bags, I can do that. And that's my stability and my wealth and my success is so important to me. Yeah. So I wouldn't say it's more important than being in love, but I think that's just my main focus right now. Okay. Like, I really, really, really want to live a comfortable life. And
so you relate to one of those characters in this show.
Which one?
I'm already knowing the one that went off to school and then she got lost in her career and all of that.
Yeah, a lot of the characters, their personalities and some of their storylines are based on what I have going on. And who I was when I first started this journey 4 years ago, because I started writing this play a few years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I don't want to just be in love just for the sake of being in love. Like, I want to be an amazing partner. I want to be a healthy partner.
Yes.
And, you know, I want to be able to build a legacy with whomever I decide to be with at the end of this. So, yeah, it's not more important, but it's definitely key to me being happy.
Okay,
in a
we on
relationship.
the same page.
Yeah.
We must be born on the same day or something.
Yeah, I mean, my birthday was last week. What was your birthday?
Oh, my birthday went in last week. But you a Leo?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Leo, Sun, Aries, Moon, Libra, Rising, Gemini, Venus.
Okay. We're going to talk about it. Because I don't like the fans to know my zodiac because they always guessing what I am and they always
Scorpio,
wrong.
Taurus.
Somewhere up in there. How you know? Okay, so listen, your screenplays are based on a lot of back and forth that happens on social media, like relationships, women's point of view, men's point of view. We see it all the time, whether it's on Twitter, Instagram. What is a man supposed to do in a relationship? What is the woman's job?
Expectations.
So I know that in the course of doing your research, you found out a lot about relationships. So I got some questions for you based on stuff that happens on social media.
Okay, let's go.
So do you feel like gender roles is necessary in a relationship?
No.
Okay.
Honestly, the men that I've loved have probably been a little bit more on the feminine side, as far as like nurturing, making breakfast for me.
Well, how is that feminine? I don't understand.
Not feminine, but just according to gender roles. Because technically, according to gender roles, is the woman that's supposed to cook and clean and all that.
But
the children. The men that I've loved, and it hasn't been that many of them, but they have very similar traits. Very OCD, very clean, very big on self-care, know how to cook. So I've never experienced having to be the woman, I guess, in the relationship. Yeah. So, no, I don't believe in gender roles at all.
Same.
No, I don't.
Same. I mean, even though it's certain stuff that they are supposed to be doing as a man, but as far as societal standards, like the woman has to cook every day and has to just raise the kids and nurture the kids while the man is outside building the house. No.
It's funny because if I think about all the characters that I've created, none of the women are like that.
Yeah.
Like, none of them are they're all strong, female, working, educated on their stuff, and the men are a little bit more, nurturing and loving and space holders. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. But no, I don't believe in gender roles at all.
Okay, we on the same page, y'all. Okay, what do you feel like is the biggest turn on in relationships in regards to men, women, or both? Turn on? Are we referring emotionally, sexually? What are we talking about? I mean, the world is yours.
Okay, I say safety. I think that's the biggest turn on. If I feel safe with you emotionally, sexually, spiritually, mentally, physically, then there's no limit to how amazing our relationship can be. So I would say that's the biggest turn on for me. If I feel good with you, we could do whatever, whenever, wherever, however, because it's me and you. It's a safe space. So I think that would be the biggest turn on, and everything else kind of falls under that. Okay, I haven't heard that one, and I asked the ladies this question the other day about the biggest turn on. Okay. Oh, yeah, safety.
So, now this is a question that pissed me off very hardly.
Oh, Lord. Why? Lord, piss you off. Okay.
Because we have our viewers submit questions, and I thought that it'll be most appropriate for you to answer, being that, a lot of your research is around relationships. So why do you feel like women can't keep a man these days? I mean, I feel like we kind of discussed it earlier, but is it really the woman's fault for not keeping a man? Is it a woman's fault for being single?
Keeping a man is such a... I don't like that term.
Yeah.
Keeping a man, what does that mean? Keeping a man.
Yeah, is he an object?
Right. And not just that, but it's it puts so much responsibility on the woman. You know, I think it's a joint responsibility on everyone's end. I feel like if she's doing what she needs to do, as far as being a great friend, being a great lover, being respectful, being kind, being true, and also choosing a great partner, because I think that's where we kind of get messed up at. Because the key word,
keeping a man that abusive or don't bring money or is not attentive or affectionate.
It's just, good is a very big term. If the man is not a man that's used to staying anywhere, he's not gonna stay with you. It don't matter how great you are. So. And I also say it's a man's responsibility too, because it's are you making it safe for me to be my best self? Are you listening? Are you actively participating in this relationship?
Are you?
So it's
questioner that asks the question.
But yeah, it's like keeping anyone, whether it's a man or a woman, is no one's responsibility. You know, I do believe that everyone that we encounter is a part of our journey, and is a part of our story. And if it's meant to be, it's gonna be. So I don't think it's anyone's job to keep anybody. I just think, you know, you just gotta be on the same page a little bit.
Listen, this is so crazy. I'm getting goosebumps because she's saying all the things that I say.
It's true though. Like I'm not keeping nobody. I'm not going above and beyond to keep you either. It's like either we're gonna do this or we're not. And either we're committed or we're not. I think it's like it's like work. It's like friendship. You know, like if we want to be here, we're gonna be here.
Yes. It is detrimental to your psyche and your mental when you are trying to keep someone for the sake of appearances, keep someone for the sake of the time spent, keeping someone for the sake of what others will say. If it's unhealthy, sometimes things have to break apart for growth and development. So ain't nobody really keeping nobody. Either we're gonna grow together or we're gonna grow apart.
Even in my process that I was telling you about, like to getting to this point, there were a lot of people, places, things, and habits that I had to really like detach from. I didn't realize how codependent I was just on my family, their approval, my friends, their opinions, my lovers, them wanting or not wanting me. Like I really had to just release myself from all of that and just start to identify who I was and build up who I was to myself.
Yes.
You know, and then from there, all the amazing things that I wanted started to naturally flow to me. And the things that I didn't need naturally flowed away. And I was okay with it.
Yes.
For the first time in my life, I was okay with like, you know what, I'm okay. I love being by myself. Like I enjoy watching movies and cracking up loud by myself. Like looking around, I was like, oh.
Correct.
This is funny. You know, like I really had to go on a journey of self-discovery. So I think that's like the key thing that a lot of people are missing. It's like, get to know you, love you, fall in love with you. And I promise you,
you're going to reach a whole level of happiness you never even thought.
You're going to get everything.
Oh my gosh. Listen, I just want to say I am truly a fan. Like, even if we the same age, even if I'm older than you, I don't even know. Yeah, we locked in.
We family.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
So I have a question. I know that we spoke on some of the challenges that you have faced or your journey, but what do you feel is the biggest challenge that you faced along the way?
The biggest challenge.
Or one of them.
Ooh, I'm about to say, girl, just one?
Just one. Just pick one, because we only got 5 minutes.
Okay, so the biggest challenge that I think I faced was reframing how I thought.
Yes.
How I thought about myself, how I thought about wealth, money. That was a big thing. I was very much like a corporate 9-to-5er. If I worked for 80 hours, I'll get paid for 80 hours. And I didn't really understand that I could make $10 million in one day if I want to. Right. You know, and if I work towards it. So I never really thought that applied to me. Yes. And so I had to reframe my mindset, how I saw myself, my appearance, how I saw the way that I love. I didn't see the way that I loved as a weakness anymore. And that's for family, friends, lovers. Like, it's a strength how I love. It's a strength how I relate and how I pour into people and how I, support people. It's a strength, but just understanding there's boundaries around that. Yes. So just reframing my mind. It was really, really hard. My therapist worked really hard with me on that. Like, yes. Girl, why do you feel responsible for everybody? And I'm like, I don't know. I just always have. Yes. Yeah. So I had to restructure that and just learning to say no and be okay with saying no and keep it moving. Like, focusing on myself has been the biggest challenge. I just could not do it. And my therapist was like, what is wrong? Like, it's okay. I'm like, it really isn't, you know? And so I had to be okay with that. I think that was like the biggest thing. Are you the oldest? No, but I act as the oldest. No.
Oh, you act as the oldest.
Yeah, I'm not the oldest in age, but I think I'm the oldest in I'm the oldest in energy, I think. Yes. But I've just always been responsible for so many people. I'm the glue of my family in a lot of ways, always hosting game nights and making sure everyone stays together. And, I think that when you always show up for people, they kind of take it for granted. Yeah. And when it's their turn, it's nowhere to be found. It's crickets. Yes. Or at least they don't do it with the same grace.
With the same energy
that you do it. So, just accepting the fact that, like, I'm one of one, and I can't expect people to do what I do. Yeah. And just be okay with that. So, yeah.
I love it. So listen, looking at your level of success, What advice would you have for young women out there or young creators out there, whether it's a young man or not, to reach your level of success and what you have accomplished thus far?
My level of success, that just sounds so funny. I'm sorry. It's so
Girl,
funny.
you're successful. You're giving successful black woman vibes.
Thank
We're
you,
talking about
thank
sold
you.
out shows.
I know, girl. Listen.
We're talking about sold out shows.
I swear, on my way over here, on my way over here, I swear, I told myself, I'm going to 100 cities and I'm going to sell out 100 cities.
And you are.
I literally was in my car, I was talking to myself, you know, my affirmation, I'm like, damn, you a bad bitch. You about to sell this shit the fuck. Like, you know, I was talking to myself. But the advice that I would give to myself, my younger self, to any young man or any woman that's out there is trust your instincts.
Got to.
This life that I'm living, what I'm working towards, has been in my mind since I was 7 years old, 16 years old. It kept coming back, 21 years old, 25 years old. And again, because I was so codependent on everyone else and looking for validation from everyone else and looking for approval, like, should I do a play? Should I be a playwright? Should I lost so many years on my purpose. So I'm going to say, trust your instincts. There's a reason why that voice is nagging at you. There's a reason why that idea, why that app, why that website, why that product, that item, there's a reason why it's nagging at you. There's a purpose for it. There's a need for it. We all came here with an assignment.
Yes.
And just trust your own instincts. You don't need anyone else to validate you. You don't need anyone else to go with you to meetings to, you know, pat you on the back.
Some things you got to do
yourself
alone.
And honestly, like, one of my really good friends passed away recently. And, you know, just seeing him laying there, it's like, you go by yourself.
Yeah.
You came by yourself, you go by yourself, and the only person that you have to answer to is God. Like, did you do what I asked you to do?
Yeah.
And we can't say like, yeah, well, you know, I had daddy issues, and it's like, okay, and did you do what I asked you to do?
Yeah, now what?
And so I'm a firm believer in just listening to yourself, trust yourself. If it says, if yourself is saying, don't go here, don't go. If it's saying, call this person, call. If it's saying, network with this person, if it feels good to you, it feels right to you, do it. And start by literally taking a piece of paper and writing it all down.
Yeah.
Write it all down in detail. If it's coming to you like, okay, my logo is going to be black letters with a blue crown, write it down. Like, the smallest details, I promise you, like, they make so much sense years later.
And when you go back, you be like, oh my God, ain't this so crazy? Like, am I a witch?
What? That word, literally, it's so funny. I was talking to this guy, and he was like, yeah, because the witches. I'm like, what exactly is a witch? Because that's like a very strong term with a negative connotation. But I'm a firm believer in tapping into the highest version of yourself and attracting the things that you want.
Yeah, and if I happen to be that, if I'm magical, then that's just
you're magical. Exactly. People are gonna put whatever words they want to put on it, but I'm a huge manifester. I'm a believer in getting what I want because I've suffered and I've been through so much. I tell God all the time, like, it gotta count.
Yeah,
we gotta make it count.
Gotta mean something.
It gotta mean something, and I'm not settling for any less. And it's funny. My publicist and I, we talk about this all the time, just about energy, frequency, getting what we want. And it's like, whatever you put in, you're gonna get out.
Yeah.
So just trust yourself. Ask for what you want. Don't be humble about it. Ask God for what you want, and I promise y'all, I'm telling y'all, because I'm shocked every time it happens, you're going to get it.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Listen, what can we expect from you in the future?
Girl.
Before we close out. Bigger and better, 100 cities, sold
100
out
cities.
shows.
We already got one down, so we got 99 more to go.
Exactly.
We actually are going to Pompano Beach Cultural Center September 24th, so that's going to be my second city.
Okay, I live down that way, so
really?
I'm definitely going to slide. Like, we need to link up for real. I'm really going to come.
Let's do it.
Like, even if I can cover the backstage for you.
Oh, yeah, my cast would love to meet you. They'll love you.
Yeah.
You're right in line with everybody else.
Yeah, directly. We're going to set that up.
Yeah, I think come through for sure. We're doing Pompano Beach and just so many amazing things. I actually want to build like a Tyler Perry Studios, but here in Miami, a place that people can drive past and be like, oh, we got our own production hub. And, you know, that's something that my financial advisor and I have been looking into, just warehouse spaces that we can transform. And I want my team and my cast to have a home of their own, you know, a place where we can practice and hang out and just, you know, zen out together.
Yes.
But yeah, like so many things. Web series, films, like there's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot coming. So I'm just excited.
We just need to stay tuned.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where God gonna take me.
To the top.
To the top.
To the top. Okay. Listen, that's all the questions I got for you today.
Okay. Well, this is fun.
We all done. Did you love your time here kicking it with kids?
Yeah, we on the same frequency
yes.
for sure.
Are you gonna come back?
Yes, what girl?
When you finish with those 100 cities.
Yeah, not finished. I might fly you out to a couple of them because this is fun.
I'm trying to get flued out. You hear me?
Flued out.
Flued out. I got my passport. I got my ID. I got whatever I need.
No, this was amazing. Thank you. I love your energy. I appreciate it.
Oh my gosh, listen. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to my girl, Miss Elodie.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that you follow her so you can stay tuned on everything that she got coming up because she's going to be in a city near you. Okay?
I am.
Remember, it's your girl, Boss Lady Key, here with Kicking It with Key 101. Remember, there is more to come.
Yes.
Bye.
DM forever. DM forever.
Yes. I love it. I love it. I love you.
Thank you.
We is done. Greg.
That was amazing.